Hello and welcome to the Weekend Investing Daily Bite of 18th of July. And what a day it was today. Extremely unpredictable. Nifty was against all the other movement in the markets. Nifty was going upwards. Rest of the stocks were going downwards, small caps especially. And there were many turns during the day. And I heard that a lot of options players got trapped on the wrong foot in Nifty options trading today. But first, let me get this out of the way. We are completing 3 glorious years of MI20 and MI35, which are one of our best small cap and small and mid cap strategies. We are running this campaign till the end of 21st of July, that is Sunday. Please use this code if you are interested in these strategies. Today's discussion is going to be about Trump, who is likely now coming in as the new president, as the current predictions uh, are vehemently in his favor. And is he going to disrupt the market? That is something that we will talk about. I will give you my view, rightly or wrongly. You can, of course, comment on your view also, and it can be a great, discussion ahead of this event. Uh, the subscription to this YouTube channel is about 45% of those who are watching it. So I request the rest 55% also to try and subscribe to the channel. And you please can click on the bell notification also so that it tells you when the next video is coming. So where is the market headed section? Nifty is up 0.76%, remarkable rally in Nifty. Just this morning, I sent out a tweet that the Nifty management in the markets has been phenomenal. Whatever may be happening to any sector, any sub-segment of the market, but Nifty has been managed very well, whether it's a sector rotation that happens or some specific stocks take off. So people are watching Nifty and trading other parts of the market, which is never a good idea. So if Nifty is going up, you should, and if you want to trade basis that, then you should be trading Nifty stocks. If you're trading small caps, then look at the small cap index, what it is doing. Because like in today's session, Nifty and small caps were totally poles apart. What was happening? Even the Nifty Junior, which is a large cap index, also fell down but took exact support near its previous highs. But overall, in the whole session, it was down 1.09%. Mid caps also down nearly a percent, 0.94%, and is still in that trading range that has got established. Small caps also in that trading range towards the lower part of the trading range. I think today it has triggered off some sell off before the budget. Now we are having just 2 sessions before the budget. So some weak hands have taken off profits from the table. I don't think there have been any major selling as such, net new selling, but some positions that have been built up over these last month and a half probably are selling before a big event is coming there. And this is very evident because Bank Nifty also was not falling. Bank Nifty actually was up 0.43%, but people got some cold feet in the other parts of the market. Uh, Gold has been going up. Gold in the calculated basis is now at 7,615, closing at virtually near all-time highs. There is talk in the market that this budget will reduce the gold import duties. I particularly don't believe in that. And in fact, because of that talk, MCX and even the India Bullion Jewelers rate, the IBJA rates that come out every day, are trading at a discount. So in case there is no duty cut, gold is available cheaper for the next 2 3 days, I would believe. Today's heat map: TCS, Infosys, HCL Tech, Wipro all gunning up, with Infosys results coming just after the market, and the Infosys ADR in the US market is up 5%. So tomorrow, likely that we will see a pop on the IT stocks again, and that will again support uh, the Nifty going forward. You also had some very good support from ONGC, Mahindra and Mahindra, Hindustan Levers, ITC, LTIM, Tata Consumers, and Bajaj Finserv. So it is more of a move towards defensives, I would say, where IT, FMCG both have taken sort of the front lead. And the next 50 index is all in tatters. You can see HAL, BEL, Trent, Siemens, ABB, IRFC, all these stocks were doing so well. Suddenly there has been a profit booking. Maybe some fund has made some big sell-offs today. We will come to know later by evening. Marico, Torrent Pharma, Naukri, Chola Finance, and Motherson were some of the ones that withstood today's losses. In terms of sectors, you only had IT sector and FMCG, which really did well, 2.2% and 1.0%. Nifty itself up 0.8%. Rest of the market was very, very flat and slightly negative, in fact. Real estate down 0.3, metals down 0.9, and public sector enterprise, which has been running in the last year, saw some really sharp losses, 1.4% on the index, but many of them were down 5, 6% as well. IT stocks moving up. You can see IT move started from the election bottom and it has just moved up very, very strongly. In fact, just 2 days back, also the correction just came down to retest this breakout. And today we are at 40,000, starting from nearly 31,000. So almost a 30% gain has come within a matter of 6 weeks. And all the IT stocks, you can see most of them making some good gains. So, and with Infosys results coming and cementing what was the outcome of the TCS results recently, I think IT is on a strong footing for the quarter coming forward. Just Dial was the stock of the day, moving 20% up today to the highest in 8 years after strong margins and a Q1 beat. I don't think the market was expecting this kind of a result, but this was a huge surprise to the market. And on a long-term basis, on a monthly chart, you can see how it has really broken out. And today's price has matched where it was in 2015-16. Those who had bought in 2014-15 are now getting nearer to their cost price after 10 years. So that is really not a good way of investing, where you have to wait a decade to get your price back and you don't know whether there will be any gains or not. If you bought somewhere in this region or even at the IPO level, you got very poor results so far. But few of the rallies that you got, even if you made some part of those rallies, you would have made decent money. So look to get the trend of the stock rather than just buy and hold and just keep waiting. So today's discussion is about Donald Trump and his ability to disrupt the markets. But again, let me first give a qualifier. I am no expert in uh, geopolitics. I am no expert in what is the U.S. economy going to do. These are just my thoughts, rightly or wrongly. Please take them with a pinch of salt. Uh, so my sense is that every time there is a regime change, there is a huge potential of disruption of market. So my belief is that out of nowhere, one person can come and change the course of history. And this, possibly we have seen in the Indian context also in 2014. Possibly this was the case, in the US, for instance, when President Nixon was there. He single-handedly closed the, dollar backing of gold and change the course of the next millennia actually. And it all depends upon who is that one person who can shake up the world and make new trends happen. uh, Most of the times you will see everything goes in a pretty much a same direction, or on similar lines, without much disruption, maybe some tinkering here or there, but you haven't had a huge disruption in the last many years. And now I think, with the way things are going, the way Trump has been uh, made sort of a demigod for a lot of states in the US, and especially after this attempt at assassination, I think he has emerged as a favorite. The probability of his election, as per the betting sites, is very, very high, and he has very specific agendas that he's talking about. Whether he will go ahead and execute that agenda is another issue. Maybe it is only political election rhetoric, but it doesn't seem like that. His rhetoric, as well as what his vice president appointee is saying, so it seems that there could be a lot of disruptions in the market. Whether it will be favorable to India or not is another story actually. So what has happened recently, like in the last couple of days, there has been huge pressure on semiconductor and chip stocks in the US. So um, US basically, Trump is saying that I am going to come heavy on China. China is our biggest enemy, and any external semiconductor trade restrictions can be put. A lot of tariffs can be put for, especially from Taiwan's perspective, so far, China has been saying that, we want to annex Taiwan, and US so far has been saying that we'll not let you, right? So this has been the more or less the bigger position. Now Trump comes in and he says, I may not come in defense of Taiwan. That has really set the cat amongst the pigeons. And I've taken these cues from Prashant Nair's post on X today. So thank you to him for all these fantastic summaries. So Taiwan has taken the US chip business. I think 70 or 80% of the chip business is in Taiwan, and US is very dependent upon Taiwan for that, and that has made Taiwan very, very wealthy. The core of Trump's policy is to make America great again. So he wants manufacturing to come back. He doesn't want to depend upon others for America to do well. And for that, he'll have to raise high barriers for others so that the imports into the US are restricted. So yesterday, what happened? Nasdaq was down 3% just on some talk about semiconductors stocks not being in favor. Nvidia down 6.6%. Now, of course, it is down 16%. And I think if we go below this support, Nvidia's major run looks over. Uh, AMD also down 10% yesterday. Most of our computers are now either Intel or AMD chip based, and this has had a big hit in that stock. In terms of corporate tax, he says that he acknowledges the likelihood of a 1% corporate tax, so that will also encourage corporations to invest in local manufacturing. And he says he prefers simplicity and lower rates, but notes the challenges in the same. So he is not even in the favor of lower rates. So that is the very big deviation from the current regime's focus. Now, on oil also, Mr. Trump has great amount of I would say resistance to what is the current uh, path of thought process. Is that US has abundant liquid gold? We should extract more gold in the US itself. So emphasizing reducing energy costs and increasing US oil supply. So maybe oil is going to become like the new gold for the US, and they want to take control over the oil markets. China tariffs, he wants to raise tariffs uh, in a big way on China, and that can be a negotiation tool for a lot of things. On the interest rate front, uh, Trump is saying that he doesn't like this current thesis that we should have lower rates. So he has said that he will allow Powell to serve his term if he manages rates well, but he wants to keep rates steady and not go down, where they have come from, because he very well knows, and he's a great sort of, I think, from a business perspective, he has a great, analysis of things. Uh, uh, Unlike a lot of other politicians who are not business people. So he, I think, can be very, very good for business. And he doesn't want to go the same, quantitative easing, low rates, print as much money route. In fact, he has been focusing on the dollar in his speeches. He says that the dollar is extremely strong versus the yen and yuan, and that is the reason why US exports are not taking off. So, given his choice, he would want the dollar to be weakened versus other currencies, which has not been the policy so far. The policy so far has been that the dollar should remain strong, and other currencies, should not dominate. But here we are talking about dollar getting at least weaker than where it is. It may still remain the dominant currency, but if it is weaker, you know what is going to happen to gold. And I think gold has sensed this, especially since the day of his attempted assassination, and gold has been skyrocketing to a new high, because if there is going to be a policy that the dollar is going to be rendered effectively less stronger than what it is, gold is the antidote to the dollar, and hence gold is likely to do very, very well in coming periods. With Europe also, he criticizes the US Euro trade relationship, just like China, and he restricts and he wants more restrictions with EU in terms of trade. So essentially, there is likely to be, what's called a complete overhaul of the US policy. And let's not forget, US is the mother market of the world. US currently has maybe 20% of 20 or 25% of global GDP. I'm forgetting the right number. but it has the 70 or 75% of market cap. So US market cap is there and the GDP percentage is here, and they could correct. US GDP could expand with more manufacturing, and maybe the market cap may not remain as high. So these are a lot of changes. Now, when we think about India, we basically could be huge beneficiaries, because as soon as China tariff barriers go through the roof for the US, that is a golden opportunity for India to at least come into some place for items, for goods and services that we can deliver. Of course, we cannot deliver everything. We are not for instance capable to have a current capability is not there to have a foothold, let's say, in the semiconductor industry globally, or maybe other uh, higher value add things that are coming there. But our defense exports is catching up. Our textile is doing well. Maybe there is an opportunity there where tariffs to India may remain where they are or get lowered. Maybe the new regime can view India as a preferred nation versus China, and that can really change a lot of things. But one thing that is probably going to hurt us is if the dollar remains a weaker currency than where it is, that may cause Indian rupee to appreciate, and that may harm some exports to some extent. On the flip side, if there is a easier policy on interest rates, etc., then money flow can come towards emerging markets, and emerging markets can rise. I think the dynamics of Trump are somewhat similar to what we have here in India in terms of Mr. Modi, somewhat authoritarian, while being in the democratic setup. I know some of you may not like this kind of a comparison or may have your own views, but this is how things are right now, and maybe they get along well together in the next 4 years for India to benefit out of this new regime that is coming to the US. So I remain hopeful for Indian markets to do very well. Maybe the market is discounting a great future for India and US together, and that is why we are going up. We may be thinking that it is going up due to the budget, but who knows? This it may be the Trump effect which is causing the markets to go up. Let me know your thoughts on this, and thank you so much for watching this video. Do like and subscribe to this channel once again, and share this video with your friends and family. Thanks. Bye.